In personal finance. I'm Jim Munchbach, and I will be your facilitator today. If you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook, welcome. I am going to open the Zoom room for students now. Let me see if I can get that open. So the Zoom room is open. We've had quite the challenge with the storm, with power and connectivity. So hopefully things will work out. I'm going to give us a few minutes. It's just now time to get started. We're going to talk about the capstone assignment today. We are going to hopefully have all of our tools, including the ability to draw. If I can get my pen to work, I can draw on the screen, and we should have all kinds of cool stuff. I did post an article. Here is the article, and in the video, and the comments, or description rather, you'll see a link to the video, or the post rather, that we're going to be highlighting during this video. So again, it's early. It is, what is today? It is July 16, year of our Lord 2024, and what a week it has been. We had the hurricane, then we had the 4th of July, we had a hurricane, then we had an assassination attempt on President Trump. It's been a quite unusual series of events. So anyway, we're getting started. I'm going to just go ahead and review the capstone assignment. I'm going to get started. If you join us in the Zoom room, you won't hear this if you join us after I say this. Currently we do have some folks in the Zoom room. Let me go and let them in. Hey, you're already here. I see Jessica. Welcome. We're just getting started. So again, if you're hopefully the link worked, right, Jessica? The normal link to the Zoom room, that worked, I guess, because you're here. You're muted, so I can't hear you, but thanks for joining us. We're going to go over the capstone assignment. So I'm going to get started here in just a minute. I usually don't get started until 5 minutes after, but we will get started here quickly. Jessica, can you give me in the chat? Let me know you can hear me. I'm assuming, yes, it worked. Okay, thank you very much. I see it. You can hear me because you answered the question. The Zoom link worked. This has been an unusual semester. It is the summer session. So the summer session of personal finance is just really challenging. I think summer school is challenging anyway, just because it's so compressed, and this course has so much homework. It's really not a difficult course, but it does have a lot of homework. So for those of you who took the challenge, I congratulate you. I'm not sure I'm going to do this course again in the summer. This summer, especially with a hurricane hitting us in the summer, along with the holiday and the power outages, it is made for a very difficult experience, I'm afraid. So hopefully, I believe that if you take what you learned in this course and continue to think about it and work on it, I think you will find that it will be helpful. So I'm going to just, while we get started, I think I'm just going to jump right in. Let's go. It's 10:05, and we've got some folks in the Zoom room, and hopefully most of the students I'm figuring out are joining us on Facebook. We're live streaming to Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or X. So here we go. Let's get started. So I am going to just start going through these talking points. The capstone goals. This is the reason I do this review. is to help you achieve success in the capstone assignment. So what I want to do is make sure that you earn your 200 points. There are 200 points available in the capstone assignment. Once you submit your capstone assignment, I will then add the 200 points for your class participation. So if you have, there's 950 points total for the course. If you earned an A, to earn an A, rather, you need 950 points. 200 points are for the class collaboration. 200 points are also for the capstone assignment. So as soon as you submit your capstone assignment, I will submit your class participation points. And if you have a decent score, you will get no deductions. You will only get deductions on the class participation if you didn't submit the class collaboration screenshots, or if you totally missed an assignment. So if you did the assignment late and you only got 1 point, because you only get 1 point for late assignments, you do not get the deduction. So you will not get the 20-point deduction for class participation if you completed the assignment. Hope that makes sense. So that is the first point. The other goal of this, really the whole course, but the capstone assignment specifically, is just to help you understand financial planning. That's really what this course is about, personal finance. So the whole idea of the course and your work in Right Capital is so that you can understand financial planning. So those are the first two goals, and the capstone assignment really will help you illustrate your financial plan, in addition to just learning about financial planning. As you wrap up this semester, as you complete your capstone assignment, you will be illustrating the elements in your financial plan. So the other goal of the capstone assignment, one of the things I'll be looking for when I grade your assignment, is just tell me what you learned. As you go through the elements of your capstone report, your capstone assignment, just tell me what you learned in that area. And another thing that I hope you will do, is tell me what you're going to do. So throughout this semester, I've been, each weekly assignment was designed to not just help you learn something, but to help you do something. So, we created a budget, we created a spending plan, we selected an app that we were going to use to track our spending. We created a list of expenses, and we tried to look into the future to determine what kind of expenses will you have after you graduate. So, what are you going to do with all that information? We did the Credit Crush assignment. So all of these weekly assignments we did the free credit report. So I'm hoping that some of you will make the commitment to set up an emergency fund. If you already have one, to increase it. If it's $500 today, I hope you will commit in the next 12 months to make sure you have $1,000 in your emergency fund. And if you have $1,000 in your emergency fund today, I hope you will determine and commit to triple that in the next year. You need a good, solid emergency fund. It's one of the key elements of successful financial planning. If you're not using a budget, if you're not accounting for your money, if you're not watching where it goes, I hope you're going to do that. So this semester, the summer semester, is just packed with so much stuff. It's difficult to really work on these skills and these, what you learned this semester. It's just packed into a very short amount of time. So the real benefit for you is, what are you going to do? So I hope that you look at each assignment as you're taking the time to reflect on what you learned this semester in your capstone assignment. I hope that you will, not just tell me what you learned, but think about, well, what are you going to do? What will you do in your financial life? So that's that. Let's jump into the next section of the Capstone Assignment Review video. This is really the report. I want to make sure you understand, what I'm looking for when I review and grade your capstone assignment. So start off, as I already said, your weekly assignments, your 12 weekly assignments. That's really what makes up the capstone assignment. So this should be not a difficult assignment. Again, especially if you've already earned enough points to be close to the 950 points. And again, that's after you add the 200 points for the capstone assignment, 200 points for your class participation. If you look at your points in Canvas and you're close to that 950, or maybe you're over that, if you've been doing assignments early, you should be over that once you receive those points. So if you've done that, then your 12 assignments are in good shape. And what that means for your capstone is you're really just taking the content from the assignments you've already completed and you're putting it all together into your capstone assignment. So it's not a difficult assignment. This is what we do instead of a final exam, instead of a paper, you do a capstone assignment. So it's really not difficult, but if you've struggled throughout the course, and I know many of you have, because it's just the timing, again, is so compressed, then you may need to spend some time on your capstone, but it's worth the time that you spend because it's 200 points. So one of the things I want to see in your capstone assignment, just like I have asked for in each weekly assignment, is the changes that you made. So if you made changes, and you did, because that was the assignment, you were supposed to be playing with things in your Right Capital financial plan to show the before, the after, and what you changed to move the needle in different areas of your financial plan. So I'm looking for that in the capstone as well. Just give me a quick summary of the things that you changed in each of those elements of your financial plan to get the result that you got in your financial plan. So that's that. Again, tell me what you learned, and do that specifically in each of those elements of your capstone assignment. So just a quick summary. The other thing is you did the before and after screenshots. You did that in your assignments. You may want to update some things. Hopefully you learned some things throughout the semester. So as you go through your capstone assignment, as you review your financial plan, let me just see if I have. So you're going to be jumping into your financial plan, and I've got Billy's plan on the screen now. So as you go through, again, let me do a quick review of the navigation in your Right Capital plan, just so that we're on the same page. So starting with your profile. If you go to your profile, that's where all of this information, this is like the top 3 tabs is profile, dashboard, and retirement. So if you go to retirement, you're going to see, then I just tapped on retirement and it's taking me here. This is where you're going to see the probability of success in your plan. This is a very important element of your capstone assignment, as you'll see in a minute. Dashboard just takes you to the dashboard. That's where you're going to start when you come into your plan. So we've got the dashboard, and that's where we have the lower navigation. That's these things here. If you look at, you've got the upper navigation here, and then the lower navigation here. So you're looking at your plan. When I'm guiding you through the plan, I'm using upper navigation and lower navigation, and that's what you're looking for. When you hit these 3 dots, that's where you find debt. So that changed this semester. Right Capital made some changes. So again, if you want to get to the debt section from anywhere, you just click on these 3 dots, and those 3 dots right there will take you to the debt. So if I tap on these 3 dots, which is what I just did, it's going to take you to your debt strategies. And again, this was 2 whole assignments, the Credit Crush setup and the Credit Crush actual assignment. And that this is where you did that assignment. So you do a before and after screen. So that is what you're going to do there. So let me get back to before and after screenshots. So that's going to be important. My pen keeps going off. This is not an Apple pencil. It's a cheap pencil. I like cheap pencils. So here we go. Now we'll go to what will you do. Again, in each of these assignments, I'm hoping that you have a takeaway, something that you're going to do differently in your financial life. After all, it is your actions, your choices that will make the difference in your financial life. So each of these assignments was designed with the big idea in mind, how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. But each assignment was the scope and sequence of this entire course is set up to try to encourage you, to give you the knowledge and the skills to do the things, the small things that you need to do that will add up over time to produce incredibly better results. I want to say incredible results, but the truth is, listen, the big idea of the course is you're 50, and that's an important goal, I think. But it's not really, it's not that significant of a goal. It may sound like that to you today, and I get that, and I hope you will do it, because the alternative of doing what most people do, which is don't pay attention to your finances, don't be accountable, don't do the things that can move you forward, but just kind of avoid and spend on whatever you want and just don't pay attention until it's way too late, and you're never going to be ahead and you won't be a millionaire by the time you're 50. So the alternative to the goal that we laid out in this course, to become a millionaire by the time you're 50 with a net worth of $1 million, that goal is a good goal, but it's really not a super terrific, amazing goal. But the alternative isn't great. So I encourage you to do it, to do better than that. So what will you do? The thing is, you have to actually do the things that will produce those kind of results. So let's talk a little bit about what's next. I'm going to jump into, this is the probability of success. Like I said before, when we go to your financial plan, let me just jump right in here. I just clicked on retirement. That's where you will go for this. And you will see this is a key area of your financial plan. And when I hit the action items there, that's the little button. Can we see that? It's kind of hard to see, but it's going to show up right there. I have my screen cropped too much, but when I click on that little button right there that you can see when I hold it up, when I click on that, it opens up a whole list of stuff. So there you go. That's what you're looking for, is this. My cheap non-Apple pencil keeps going dead. So that's what you're looking for, the action items. And you can see all of these things, all of these things. Okay, I'm thinking I should get a new pen. These are all the things that you're going to be looking at. And you may not have known that in your financial plan, you can actually go into this section and you can make changes. So for example, asset allocation, you can see the drop-down list there. If you want to instantly see what moves the needle on your financial plan in terms of asset allocation, this is a great way to do it. So many of you have very conservative. So if you, like I just clicked on conservative, don't forget you have to hit the refresh. You have to hit that refresh button. And when you do, it's going to take your changes and put them into your plan. So you just saw that Billy's plan jumped down to 86% probability of success because I changed his asset allocation from what it was, which was moderate, to conservative. So it's maybe hard to see that, but that's what we're looking at. And if you wanted, okay. There you go. If you want to see the needle move in your financial plan, when I say what moved the needle, asset allocation is one of the things that will obviously do that. So I would stick with the ones in the top. Some of these proprietary things need to be deleted. They've kind of populated. It's a long story, but again, the basic asset allocation you're looking for are these top ones that just gives you kind of generic asset allocation, but the names are pretty illustrative. They're pretty self-explanatory. And again, from preservation to most aggressive, that's what you want to play with to see how that moves the needle. And then you can also go in and see what that actually does in terms of changing the asset allocation. So again, I'm going to hit refresh and put Billy back to moderate, and you'll see that 86 goes from 86 to 94. And your plan's going to do the same thing. So when I say before and after, that's what I'm looking for. So the next thing I want to try to in addition to what moved the needle, we talked about that. So what moved the needle, just show me, tell me, explain to me. And the goal here really is for you to know how that works in your financial plan. You don't have to become an expert. I'm not here to try to make you learn how to master right capital, but what I just showed you is pretty simple, and I'm hoping you can play with that a little bit so you get the general idea of how financial planning works when you make changes that impact the outcome of your financial plan. Another thing we want to take a look at is, or you need to show me, if you go to dashboard, I think that's where it's profile. I'm sorry. Profile is where we have expenses. So I went to profile and I went to expenses. So that's where, that's this one. In Billy's plan, we have the simple approach. And if I go to detailed worksheet, I'll be able to include specifics, which is what you need to do in your financial plan. So expenses were a part of several of the assignments you did this semester, and I really just want to make sure you're being realistic in terms of your expenses. So that was just one of the things that you're going to be focusing on. And that's something you're going to focus on in all of your financial planning life. Debt strategy, that's where we did that's again, you go to these three dots, and that will take you to your debt strategy. So that's another thing you're going to want to do. Just include it in your capstone assignment. Asset allocation we already talked about. We didn't talk about tax allocation, though, and that is, I think if we go to tax, no, that's not where we go. Where do we go? Retirement. So I'm going to go to profile because I know this will work. In profile, you should have investments. You should have Roth IRA. One of your most recent assignments was tax allocation, tax advantaged investing. So you just want to make sure that you have at least $50,000 saved in a tax-free account, $50,000 saved in a tax-deferred account, and at least $50,000 saved in a taxable account. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, then you're going to want to go and take that, review that lesson one more time. It's super, super easy to do that. But that is what we're looking for. I think if I go to blueprint, I'm trying to remember where we have. So this is one place you can look in savings, and you should have a 401k plan set up there because you assumed you got that dream job, and you should have a taxable account also. But then you'll also want to just make sure you go and you actually set up the account in your investments, and that's what I'm showing you here in profile. So that is it's asset allocation and tax allocation. And here's an important thing I want to highlight. The 50-point deduction. This is so easy to avoid. So I hate it when I have to apply this deduction, but I will do it. I will apply a 50-point deduction for the students who are not listening to me right now. those of you who are listening will not make this mistake, and it will be super easy to avoid. But it's simply this: if your plan, when you go to retirement, for example, if your plan, like Billy's plan, has $17 million in excess at the end of the plan, if this was your plan and you didn't even tell me why this is so high, you did no research to try to figure out why do you have $17 million left over in your plan. There's a lot of reasons that you could have that much money left in your plan. One is you didn't assume enough expenses. You assumed a high income and you pretended you were going to have the same expenses when you're my age as you have today in college. That's just redonkulous. So that's the number one thing, is you just didn't have enough expenses. You didn't account for any inflation. You just had like the same expenses when you're 60 or 55 as you had when you're 25. And that's one reason. Another reason is you just asset allocation will give you more income. And here's the thing. It's okay if this is your plan and you have 17 million. That's cool. I'm good with that. I just want you to know why you have so much. So take a look at your plan and try to understand what it is that's given you so much excess. So there's a lot of information in this plan, in Right Capital. Just take a look and see why do you have such a high amount in your plan, not just in your retirement probability of success, but also when we go up here to the debt strategy. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this right now so you'll watch the needle move. Highest to lowest interest rate. Then I'm going to hit refresh and watch what happens. This chart changes and Billy gets this redonkulous number of $831 million in savings. Now, in the Credit Crush assignment, I showed you how to find this and why this was so crazy high. And part of it is simply this. The reason that Billy has such a high, ridiculous amount of savings when he changes his debt strategy from paying everything with the same level of priority to paying off the credit that has the highest interest rates first, that has a massive impact on his plan. And when he does that, if you do that and you see that number, you see something more than $5 million in savings, it just means you need to take a closer look and just give me a reason for that. In this case, the reason is, if you just look at the interest rates that Billy and Sally are paying on their credit, you'll see what happens here. When you look at the payment, you go to the details. This is what I want you to do for your own plan. You can see, let's go back to strategy. And here's what you're going to want to do. So just put the strategy back to the same, hit refresh, and watch what happens. And I'll show you how to diagnose your plan. So if we go to payment, if you look at the payments here, these are the payments that Billy and Sally are paying. If you go to details, you can pick whichever one you want to see. So let's go to Billy's truck and look at the balance here. Billy's truck and Sally's Tesla. Let's go to a credit card. Sally's credit card. And this is why you're going to see such a ridiculous amount of savings, because Sally right now is, and this is probably going to happen in many of your plans, Sally has a credit card with a balance of under 25 grand. She's got interest every year of $4,000. This is annual, not monthly. So she's got interest of $4,000 on her credit card here. Look at her ending balance and look what happens to her ending balance. And that's what I want you to notice in your plan, is The whole point of the Credit Crush assignment was to make you aware of how credit works and how it can totally destroy your financial life. And when I discovered that, my wife helped me discover that with our debt, that we were paying minimums and the balances on our debt continued to go up. And when my wife showed me that in the statements, that we were newly married and I had a good job making decent money and I was spending a lot and I was buying stuff on credit when we first got married, and my wife was smart enough to say, hey, we have a disaster brewing. And this is why we do this assignment, just because I want you to see how this works. And it's easy to fall into this trap without knowing, but you should never fall into this trap. But if you just look at this balance, it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, so that by year, the year is over here in the left column. If you just scroll down, you'll see that this turns into a $25 million debt. So it goes from 25 grand to 25 million. And so that's all. I just want you to pay attention to those details. And if you have a $5 million excess either in your plan or in your debt strategy, that's a sign for just to take a look. Maybe it's 10 million, not 800 million. If it's 800 million, you better comment. You better look and see what you can figure out and show me a screenshot of what you tried. You don't have to spend a week trying to figure it out. If you have credit and you're 22 years old and you have a credit card with $10,000 on it today with the interest rates of today for credit cards, and you pay the minimum, you're going to see this anomaly in your plan where you're going to have, because this is how the credit industry works. They love customers who pay the minimum so that their balance just keeps going up and they never, ever get out of debt. That's how you get buried in debt. And all I'm saying in this 50-point deduction is pay attention to these balances. I can't tell you how many times a student will turn in the Capstone assignment with a $50 billion ending balance with no comment. Oh, my plan is going to be this amount. And they just like copy and paste. And it's just, come on, pay attention to the amounts. That's a 50-point deduction if you fail to do that. So there we go. That was probability of success. We're done with that one. Let's jump into now the next one. The next section here is, we're already there. I think I went too far. Let me try this. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. Give me a second. We covered goals and objectives. We covered, something's going on with my little screen here. In case you didn't know, I have all this technology that's kind of cool, but when I push this button, it's supposed to take me to a different place, and it's not doing that. So I'm just going to go back here and see if I can get us ready to wrap things up. So here we go. I'm going to, give me just a second. I apologize. We did retirement analysis. Yeah, I think we're good. We did essential elements. We did that. We did retirement analysis, so we are here. It's only 10:35, and it is definitely time to wrap things up. So if you've got any questions, now's a good time to jump in and ask your question. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, watching on X, you're welcome to leave a comment, but I wouldn't ask a question there. Just give me a minute here. Okay, I think we're good. I wanted to invite you to stay connected with me. This is it. This is kind of the end of the semester. You have a 2-week due date on your assignment, the capstone assignment. All the other assignments that were in the queue they've been postponed, and I've tried to be very flexible with students who are dealing with not having power, not having internet, and so on. It's like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to do this summer course again, just because it's already so compressed. When we have something happen in the summer, like hurricane, tropical storm, rain, the wind blows, whatever, there's so many things that can disrupt an already over compressed course. So I apologize for that. I can't really take responsibility for it, but I appreciate your work. I'm going to try to be very, very flexible in grading your assignments that are in the queue now. Your capstone assignment is available as of today with a 2-week due date. Look, you don't want to miss the capstone assignment. You don't want to be late. If you're late on the capstone assignment, even one day, even 1 hour, you get a 50% deduction. So that's how, usually you only get 1 point. You only get 1 point for late assignments in this course. But if it's a capstone assignment, it's required. You can't finish the course without taking the capstone assignment. So you have to do it. Even if you don't need the points, you're going to need some of those points. Many of you, though, don't need very many points because you've been taking advantage of the early assignment. So good on you for doing that. If you haven't taken advantage of the early assignments, you should still be fine if you did the assignments on time. If you did late assignments, you only got 1 point. Again, you will not be deducted for the class participation, which is 200 points. So this is kind of it, and I'm trying to avoid saying goodbye. This is one of the things when we would be together on campus, and I would look around the room, and we'd had a whole semester together, and we had a relationship. It was kind of a sad moment. We would usually have a pizza party. I would bring in pizza and soda, and we'd just have a good time today on this last lesson, this last get together. But we don't get to do that now because this is an online course. So here I am pretending that I'm going to miss you. But the truth is, I'm glad this semester is coming to an end because it's been a challenging semester. I hope it hasn't been too challenging for you. But it is kind of goodbye. I'll still be available if you need me. If you have questions, you know how to reach me. I do hope we can stay connected because I think there's a lot that you're going to want to kind of come back to. And if you stay connected with me, especially on my YouTube channel, LinkedIn, anywhere else that I'm operating on a social platform. I really like LinkedIn. It's my favorite platform, but I use YouTube a lot just because it's easy to use that platform for videos. So I hope you'll stay connected. I hope you'll connect with me on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook if that's your thing, and X. I use X, but I'm not great with it. What else? Facebook I try to avoid, but I am on Facebook. This is being live streamed right now to Facebook. So connect with me anywhere you want is what I'm trying to say. And if you ever need anything, if you ever have a question about personal finance, I want to be the first person you think of to ask that question. I'm happy to help you with your financial journey. I really appreciate getting to stay connected. So that's what I'm asking to do now, is stay connected. When you watch a video and you like it, hit the little like button, share it. And this is a new channel, my YouTube channel. It's brand new, so I'm just starting to use it for all of my other things, like teaching this course. We have a playlist, as you know, uhplaylist.com. It is pointing to the playlist for this semester. And if you're thinking about taking this course next semester, we'll have a new playlist, but it'll still be redirected from uhplaylist.com. So that's a little bit more information than you really needed. But I do appreciate you being here. I'm looking, and I'm going to jump over into the chat and see if there's any questions. I don't see any questions. So thank you for being in the Zoom room. If anyone watching this video, any student who's in my course, Personal Finance, if you have a question as you're working on your tutorial, or your capstone assignment, if you want to get a tutorial, posted in Money Study Group are the instructions for how to request a tutorial. We've gone over that a couple of times. So that's still available to you. If you need some help with your capstone assignment, I'm more than happy to help. But otherwise, I'm going to be here waiting for you to turn in your capstone assignment, and that will be the trigger again for me to give you your class participation points. So I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to end the Zoom meeting. And you guys take care. Thank you very much. Jessica, thank you. I appreciate your comments today. And Alondra, you have a great day as well. And anyone else that I'm missing there in the Zoom room, I'm going to end the Zoom room now. Okay, it's gone. I think I just missed a comment. But if you are watching in Zoom, you're gone. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, well, you're still here, but I'm about to end. This will be the final click. I mean, I might come back and do a tutorial. I generally don't live stream the tutorials, but I might. I doubt that I will. So that means this is it. For Summer School 2024, it's goodbye. So I am going to go ahead and just say goodbye. I'm going to hit the end button, the finish button right now, and you get to watch me do that as I go to click the finish button it's right there. You can't really see it, but yeah, you can't see it.